We rolling?
Yeah, we can roll.
Where do I look? Here?
No, over there. Yeah, good.
The first time I heard the insane combo of the Elysia Xfilter Mastering Edition paired with the Xpressor Neo, there was poop. I pooped my pants. At first, I thought that I was just so impressed with the sound that it moved me, you know? But it turns out it also indirectly created a movement inside of me. Elysia's sound is truly transportive. You see, it transported my consciousness out of my body, like an astral projection kind of deal. The sound was so exquisite and so ethereal that I was instantly whisked away to another dimension altogether, one of untold bliss and pure light. Unfortunately, that also meant that I left my body vacant and open to possession, and it wasn't long before a malevolent entity took control of my body and obviously thought it would be funny to have me crap my pants. It wasn't funny. It wasn't funny at all. By the time I got back to my body, the dirty deed was done. I was at my local music store at the time. It was packed. The Mandolin Madness event, if you can believe it. At least 15 students from the Royal Conservatory of Music who were on a field trip just stared at me. One lady threw up on the cymbals and then ran out of the store screaming. It was awful. But it wasn't my fault. It wasn't me. I'm saying that right now. It wasn't my fault. And it wasn't Elysia's fault. That much is clear. It was the fault of the Phantom Sharter. Anyway, what was your question again? How many members of your household are over the age of 18? Outboard gear excites me more than anything else on Earth. And do you know what's better than outboard gear? High-end outboard gear. Today, we're looking at the Elysia Xpressor Neo stereo compressor and the Elysia Xfilter Mastering Edition EQ. Both are 19-inch rack units. Spoiler alert, they're insane. This is going to be a massive video, so I encourage you to use the timestamps to skip to your desired chapter if you want to skip all the information. It's splurred. And it's happening now. So, good day and welcome to the Time Preservation Society. I'm Clark Kent. I'm a huge fan of Elysia products. Each one is more amazing than the last. All of Elysia's audio products are engineered and built in Germany by human people. I'm not normally a fan of human people, per se, but in this case, no one makes better audio gear than human people. You can take that to the bank. They've really notched out a place for themselves, Elysia has, on the market. Really, really amazing stuff. The Elysia Xfilter Mastering Edition was released in 2019, which was Avengers Endgame and John Wick 3 ago. It's a stereo mastering grade 4-band analog EQ with some really awesome functions, and it sounds incredible no matter how extreme you get with the knobs. The Elysia Xpressor Neo was released in 2022, which was the Atom Project and Top Gun Maverick ago. It's a highly impressive analog stereo recording, mixing, or mastering compressor with several innovative options that can adapt for any scenario. They are each their own separate 19-inch rack units with their own separate functions, both of these units. They don't connect to each other to form some Voltron mega unit, but you could feed your audio signal from one through to the other if you wanted to. Let's check them out by looking at them with our eyes. We shall begin with the Xfilter Mastering Edition. Buckle up. The Xfilter looks as sleek and sophisticated as it sounds. I mean, Elysia makes some of the best looking modern gear, don't they? The PCBs inside have 4 layers with a dedicated ground shield layer that protects the components from any outside interference or hums. It's as silent as if they weren't even turned on. It's a passive EQ that uses shielded inductors and capacitors. Each pair of precise stepped potentiometers represent that band's frequency selection and gain respectively, and each band controls both the right and the left channels together. On the far left, we have a low shelf band that will affect the lows from 20 Hz to 900 Hz and boost or cut plus or minus 5 dB. This can be switched from a shelf to a low cut using this low cut button right here. Next, we have the low mid band that will affect the low mids from 45 Hz to 2.2 kHz and boost or cut plus or minus 5 dB. This can be switched to a narrow Q for surgical cuts or boosts by hitting this low mid narrow Q button here. Next is the high mid band that will affect the high mids between 300 Hz and 16 kHz and boost or cut those frequencies by plus or minus 5 dB. This can be switched to a narrow Q once again by switching this high mid narrow Q button right here. And finally, the high shelf band, which will affect the highs between 700 Hz to 28 kHz by plus or minus 5 dB. That high shelf can be changed to a high cut filter by hitting the high cut button here. The Hit It button engages or bypasses the entire EQ, and the Passive Massage button is the most interesting of all. The Passive Massage button helps polish the high frequency range by adding an LC filter with a slight resonance peak at 12K, while beginning to roll off after 17K. On the back, we've got both XLR and TRS ins and outs for left and right, along with 2 additional left and right TRS outputs. The Xfilter Mastering Edition differs from the regular Xfilter by adding more precise control range of plus or minus 5 dB in stepped increments. It's also been optimized for mastering workflows and even has a higher headroom of plus 27 dBu. It's designed to be as transparent as possible for the ultimate clean mastering EQ control. This is one amazing mastering EQ. Next up is the Xpressor Neo, another stunning unit that can be either a super clean and transparent stereo compressor or a colorful one. Once again, each dial is a stepped potentiometer for easy recall. On the far left, we have your threshold control, which sets the operating point of the compressor from 22 dB down to minus 37 dB. Next is an attack control, which determines the transient response of the unit from 0.01 milliseconds up to 120 milliseconds. Next is the release control, which determines how long the Xpressor will wait to return to unity gain. That goes from 5 milliseconds all the way to 1.3 seconds. The ratio control sets the amount of compression. It not only goes from 1 to 1 through to infinity to 1, it also can achieve negative ratios down to minus 0.6, which means the louder the input signal, the lower the output signal. Fascinating. Over on the other side is the sidechain filter, which will allow low frequencies to pass through the compressor without triggering it. It can be set from 31 Hz all the way up to 1 kHz. The next dial is the gain reduction limiter, which is a clever control that operates like a second threshold control. While the regular threshold tells the unit when to start compressing, the GRL tells the unit to compress no further. So loud parts in a mix can keep their dynamics if desired, as they will not be compressed beyond the limit that you set here. That's super cool. Next is the gain knob, which is the makeup gain after compression. Pretty straightforward. And finally, the mix knob, which blends the unprocessed signal with the compressed signal. It allows for parallel compression right on board. The Hit It button once again engages or bypasses the Xpressor. The warm mode is really awesome. It's a slew rate limiter. Without going into too much detail, it slows down fast transients and rounds the sound while adding more harmonics. It makes this transparent compressor a colorful compressor at the push of a button. The log release button changes the release of the compressor from a linear release to a logarithmic release. It makes for a super gentle kind of compression, excellent for mastering and on your 2-bus. And the final button is Auto Fast. This switches the Xpressor into a sort of semi-automation. It automatically shortens attack time on fast and loud signal impulses, and then returns to normal. This is exceptionally wicked. Let's say you have a mix you're mastering where you want a slow attack time, but then a fast and loud transient comes up. The compressor will instantaneously switch to ultra-fast so as to catch the peak and then immediately return back to your slow setting. It stops sneaky transients from getting through without changing the settings for all the signals. This is really brilliant and super useful. On the back, you've got your left and right XLR ins and outs, and also left and right TRS ins and outs. Take your pick. It's also got external sidechain ins and outs. This is another incredible feature. If you connect, let's say, your kick drum to the EXT1 input, the Xpressor will not react to the main signal you're feeding it, but will instead react to the kick drum you're feeding it while compressing the main signal. This is a trick I do all the time when working with kick and bass. I'll have the kick trigger the compressor that is on the bass track, thereby making room for the kick to serve as the transient for the bass. It's nice to see this in a hardware unit. It also has a sidechain output for sending the summed Xpressor signal out for a whole bunch of other cool tricks you can do. An absolutely beautiful unit. Each unit measures... Oh, hold on a second. Let me just find my trusty old measuring tape here. You know, this measuring tape was once used by a brilliant criminal mastermind that went by the name of Vizzini. He used it when he was aiming to scale the cliffs of insanity with his 2 lovable hired henchmen. I picked it up aboard a ship that was sailing to Florin. It was captained by a curiously amazing swordsman by the name of the Dread Pirate Roberts. He never did kill me the next morning. Anyway. They both measure the exact same. They're one-space rack units. They're all the same measurements everywhere in the world. They're the same. So I'm going to go use this combo together on a mixbus. Let's go. All right, so we're at my desk, and I've got an old session here. I think it's T2 or T1 song I did in a video a while ago. I just found something that I could use right now to show this. And as you can see here, I've got the Xfilter and the Xpressor in your screen there. And yeah, so we are going to hear what this sounds like. So the first thing I'm going to do is just play with these drums here. So let's try the Xpressor first, and what I'll do is I'll dial it up and see what happens, and we'll just play around so you can hear what it's doing, okay? Better turn it on first. So I had it on infinity here, so that's what you're hearing. So let's see what happens when I just crush the crap out of it. Let's throw on some warmth so we can make it a little more colorful, and then we'll do a mix. We'll use the mix knob. Let's try it. So that's a cool sounding. This sounds great. I don't know if you can tell. Hopefully the compression isn't terrible. So let's try it. Just playing around. So we can hear the compressor working here, and what I'm going to do is actually going to try the auto fast, which is the coolest function, I think, on this compressor, which is the auto fast. Let's try this. So that's at full mix. So what I'm doing right now is it's catching the transients, but everything else is slower. It sounds great. It sounds great. Okay, so let's turn this off here, and let's try just doing a whole thing. Let's put that. Okay, so let's put that on the whole mix. So it took a long time, a very long time, to get this mic on screen. Yeah. If you tried to find one, you might just know exactly what I mean. Yeah. Cause when Andy Circus used this mic to read LOTR, I knew it had to be mine. Oh, mine. And so it's here with me, and now I see the reason. Here's the difference so with fine. Warm on and off. Currently it's on. So fine. But it took a village to deliver my beloved. Oh, my precious Mike. The T2. Are you seeing that? So we're getting 6-7 dB of reduction at a nice, comfy rate. Yet when the transients come, it's catching them, and then it's going back to normal. Like normally that would distort all over the place. This is unbelievably good. I hope this is coming through. I don't want this to be a wicked long review, and it's going to be anyway. So I'm trying to just get through it as fast as I possibly can. But that is fantastic. Okay, so let's bring up, let's see, this is going to be the Xfilter. Let's turn that on right now. So I'm going to do the whole song right now and just use it as a mix bus EQ. What you're going to notice is the Xfilter sounds good no matter what you do. I mean, you could crank it any frequency and it sounds incredible. So I'm just going to play this song, and I'm going to just play around with some dials, and you can hear how good this sounds no matter what you do. Analog EQ, high-end analog EQ. It took a long time, that's cranked. A very long time to get this mic on screen. Yeah. If you tried to find one, you might just know exactly what I mean. Yeah. Cause when Andy Circus used this mic to read LOTR, I knew it had to be mine. mine. And so it's here with me, and now I see the reason it's so fine. That's so cranked fine. Again, cranked, totally. But it took a village to deliver my beloved, oh my precious Mike. The T2 off. The T2. The T2. Can you hear that? Does that come through, or is it just a jumbled mess? I recently found out that YouTube was playing with my audio, so I have no idea what they're going to do. But to me, this sounds incredible. So if you just took, let's just bring this down a little bit. Let's see that we're peeking out. All right, so let's just show what we can do with the high section. All right, so I'm going to use the passive massage, which sounds just incredible. Let's just play with that. It took a long time, a very long time, to get this mic on screen. Yeah. If you tried to find one, you might just know exactly what I mean. Yeah. Cause when Andy Serkis used this mic to read LOTR, I knew it had to be mine. Oh, mine. And so it's here with me. Just incredible. Just incredible. And that's just the highs. If we go lows, let's bring it to 80 hertz. Let's bring it up. It took a long time, a very long time, to get this mic on screen. Yeah. If you tried to find one, you might just know exactly what I mean. Yeah. Cause when Andy Serkis used this mic to read LOTR, I knew it had to be mine. On and off. Mine. And so it's here with me, and now I see the reason it's so fine. So fine. But it took a village. And I'm just playing around with it. Just you know, let's try both of them at the same time. I've got both up here, and we'll go compressor first, and we'll dial it all in. We'll put it on warm, log, auto fast, because of it's the logarithmic, just a much gentler release kind of thing. And we're going to just play around to get this sound really good. So we'll start at 0 and threshold back there. Okay. So let us proceed. Bring this down a little bit and see what we can come up with using the Xpressor Neo and the Xfilter. It took a long time, a very long time, to get this mic on screen. Yeah. If you tried to find one, you might just know exactly what I mean. Yeah. Cause when Andy Serkis used this mic to read LOTR, I knew it had to be mine. Oh, mine. And so it's here with me, and now I see the reason it's so fine. So fine. But it took a village to deliver my beloved, oh my precious Mike. So, it's one of those things where I think you need to be here. Like you need to have them and physically turn the knobs. You need to feel how good they feel to turn the knobs. You need to feel the tactile feeling of playing with these to play around with the EQ and the compression. When you play them both together, like I cannot believe how good this is. I love the I think it's 24 kilohertz that it can go up to, and you breathe really super ultra high shelf on the top. This awesome sheen. Just so good. It's really, I hope it comes through the way that I'm hearing it right now. And I just have the really bad feeling that it's not going to sound good with compression on YouTube. But I mean, listen. Off.
It took a long time, a very long time to get this mic on screen. Yeah. If you tried to find one, you might just know exactly what I mean. Yeah. Cause when Andy Serkis used this mic to read LOTR, I knew it had to be mine. Oh, mine.
So now I just did a nice little mix, like a parallel compression there. And it just sounds good no matter what you do. No matter what you do, it sounds good. And that's analog. That's Elysia. They make such good gear. Like, I really can't believe it. Now, I'm sure I'm going to say it somewhere in the video. I have no idea what I'm going to say. But I'm going to tell you, they don't send me any money. They don't pay me. Nothing like that. I just love this stuff. Now, I've got a bunch of rack gear here. Just racks and racks and racks. And 500 series, all kinds of stuff. And a lot of it is really, really good. And like most of it is really good. I wouldn't have bought it otherwise. But the sound of Elysia is like, how do I say it? Elysia is kind of like idiot proof. You know what I mean? Like you can't, like it is hard to make something like their Xfilter Mastering Edition or the Xpressor Neo sound bad. It's hard. It's almost impossible to make them sound bad. I mean, you can make them sound not right for what you're doing, but certainly not sound bad. I mean, this sounds so good. So good. So, yeah, that's that. So let's do one more play around as I'm going back to the video, and then we'll go back to the video. Okay, here we go.
It took a long time, a very long time to get this mic on screen. Yeah. If you tried to find one, you might just know exactly what I mean.
And that's parallel compression. That sounds so good. Now, there might be some volume jumps. There might be. I'm really sorry, but I'm trying to do this all at once. I've got all these cameras running everywhere, and as soon as I start cranking the EQ, it's going to get a little bit louder, so it's going to naturally sound better because it's louder. Use your discretion on that. But anyway, so that's what they sound like, and they're unbelievable. So I hope that came through for you, and let's go back to the main part of the video so we can talk about it. All right. Did you hear that? Did you hear it? I mean, this is the life of luxury having these guys. Imagine having these units at your disposal. I can't even. The Elysia Xfilter Mastering Edition can be yours for $26.99, a fair price for a lifetime mastering EQ. The Elysia Xpressor Neo can be yours for $2,019, but I've seen it on sale for as low as $1,800. Another great price. There's no question that digital plugins are much cheaper and much easier to work with, but they just don't have that mojo. And also, what do you own with a plugin? Like a handful of ideas of ones and zeros? Like what do you own? With genuine, well-crafted hardware, you actually own something real that you can touch and cuddle with on the couch. I love plugins. I own many of them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying that most plugin versions of hardware just can't capture 100% of what real high-quality analog outboard gear can. It's just not there yet. I wish I could say it is, but it isn't. And I don't know what... If you've never actually used external hardware gear, you might say, it's fine, it's good enough. And it is, really. I mean, come on. You can do anything with anything, inside the box, whatever. It's fine. But there's a reason that pro audio companies still make this stuff. I mean, if nobody was buying it, why are they making it? You know why they're making it. It's not so that everyone can just tune in Tokyo just for the fun of it. It's because while plugins can take you even 90% of the way there, that last 10% can make the world of a difference. There is nothing quite like analog EQ. Even more so, there is nothing quite like analog compressors. If there's anything that digital versions have a hard time emulating, it's compressors. At least that's what I feel like, in my opinion. Having an insanely good, totally versatile stereo hardware compressor that can be completely transparent or warm and saturated, available for processing whenever needed, is the absolute height of privilege for bedroom and basement producers who have always mixed in the box. So here's my verdict on both the Elysia Xpressor Neo and the Xfilter Mastering Edition. Top marks, top shelf, top cut, totally amazing, and even breathtaking at times. My combined fart rating. What else can I say? Elysia does it again. Did you expect anything different? Of course not. I've been using the Elysia Xfilter every day for almost a year now. It's behind me there. It's right there. Wait, it's right there. And it's become a major part of how I record and mix. I use it every day. If I could, I would rig my entire studio with Elysia gear all day long. These units were loaned to me, of course, by Elysia, and I want to thank them for letting me test these out. And now there's only one problem. I don't want to part with them. So now I have to figure out how I can own them. I love them that much. And I can't be the only one that's tried these and said, I don't want to give these back. Well, that'll just about do it for all of me here at the Time Preservation Society. Freshly squeezed. Bye now. In transmission. Yeah, thanks for getting through this long video. And if you want some more of my voice, my annoying voice, watch these other videos. And check out these Elysia rack units.